Hey guys, we're back. So great news. Obviously I've been away for quite a while, long time since the last video, but I'm glad to say we're back. And you can see, as we've got behind me, a brand new fantastic package, all designed by a fan that we've managed to, who likes the content from the United stand. So thank you so much to Deck at Scran United on Twitter, if you want to follow him. He's done a fantastic job designing all of this that you can see. So thank you so much to him. He's really been the driving force in making this all possible. Now, obviously, in terms of why there's been such a long delay between sort of this and the previous video, I found that, what I love doing as a coach, I love talking about football, discussing football, analysing football, and interacting with you guys. And I thought with the previous video style and the way I was doing it before, I spent a lot of time, an awful lot of time, just sort of making graphics, designing various sort of ways of presenting data and that sort of thing, which is good, but it wasn't really what I was good at and what I loved doing. So right now, as you can see, we're back streaming, so we're talking football direct to you guys with a tactics board behind me, and it's what I'm good at, I enjoy doing, so hopefully it'll be better for you guys as well. And streaming, obviously, more interaction with you guys, faster upload, so it's more relevant to the game, and obviously in the long term, hopefully more sustainable. Now I'm hoping this is working now, but yeah, so now let's get on to the tactical side of the game. So the first thing we'll notice, Everton have been in decent form this season. They dropped off a bit in recent games, but the main factor in their fantastic play is Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. And that forms the basis of their main threat for the game. I think the main danger Everton pose to us particularly is when Calvert-Lewin will peel off onto Victor Lindelof, knowing that he's the weaker of our two centre-backs, and he'll look for that long ball. And Everton are really organised in the way they go for that. So they obviously try and play out of the press first and foremost, but if they can't do that, normally one of the centre-backs or Jordan Pickford will play a long ball up towards Calvert-Lewin. And what he does, obviously, he's done his research. He'll know Lindelof's the weaker of the two centre-backs, so he'll peel out this sort of area to Lindelof. He'll then get sucked out towards him to challenge for the ball. And what they do next is where Everton's approach is really good for long balls. They look to get their winger in behind into that space that's been vacated by our centre-back going out to challenge Calvert-Lewin. So they've got a runner going beyond, and then they also get one and maybe two midfield players into really close areas so that they can win that second ball. And if they manage to do that, they've suddenly got the ball in a much higher area up the pitch, and that's going to cause us real problems with the disarray our defence has been in recently. And, if you look at it as well, Harry Maguire's slow, he's not going to be the quickest to react, the same for Matic. So it's really important that Ole goes for at least one of Fred or Scott McTominay who can make those ball recoveries and get after those loose balls, win those second balls, and stop Everton having great chances to score goals. Now, as well as Calvert-Lewin, obviously, it's a team game, 11 players. So on the left, they've got Alex Iwobi, and you know what? That is brilliant news for us. The scam of the century from Arsenal getting 40 million for Alex Iwobi. But it's fantastic news for us because Richarlison's so good at anticipating when Calvert-Lewin's going to get that flick on and ghosting him behind. Iwobi's not quite as good, and therefore, for that reason, I think we'll be a little bit better than we otherwise would have been. Now, the other thing Everton do that could cause us a real problem tomorrow is when their winger, so James on the right in this case, drifts infield. Now, we've struggled with it all season long, especially against Tottenham with Lamela drifting infield and Aurier overlapping. We've struggled with it against Brighton, whether it was Lamptey, whether it was Lallana, Trossard, whoever it was drifting infield, someone else going beyond, and we weren't able to deal with that at all. So what we need is Luke Shaw. When you get to a certain point, if you're tracking James infield, you've got to pass him on to Matic, you've got to pass him on to Fred, Harry Maguire even. You've got to tell him he's your man now, because Luke Shaw's got to look after this flank. Because if he doesn't, he drifts infield, whoever's playing at right back for Everton, be it Ben Godfrey, be it John Joe Kenny, they get on that overlap and they can put that ball into the box. Everton have the best aerial striker in the Premier League right now in Calvert-Lewin, looking to get on the end of them. And we know Wan-Bissaka's not great on the back post. Lindelof's not the best in the air. Maguire obviously can't do it all by himself, and De Gea's not going to help from crosses. So we've got to make sure that those crosses do not get into the box to start with. So it's really important that Shaw is wise to the danger, passes on his man, and deals with the situation defensively a lot better than he has all season. For me, those are the two main threats for Everton. The long ball to Calvert-Lewin and crosses coming from us not being able to defend the wide areas very well. Now, in terms of how we can hurt Everton, obviously Luca Digne's back, and he's a terrific fullback for Everton. And when he gets forward, that will leave a lot of space for Mason Greenwood or whoever's playing out on the right. So it's really important that when we get the ball, when we recover it, we get that ball into those areas really quickly, nice and direct. Give Mason Greenwood the ball early so he can take on his centre-back in a 1v1. His strength is that he can go either way. So if you make him play against two men, he's going to find it really difficult because obviously he's going to be one on either side, makes his job that much harder. If you get him the ball early, he can go either way around the centre-back, and then the same for the keeper. He can finish in either corner. He's so good at finishing. So that's really important, whether it's Greenwood or Rashford. Get the ball out early. Don't get caught out by the press. We're not good at playing the ball through our team, through a press. We're good when our attackers get the ball early. In 1v1 situations, they've got space and time to influence the game. So that's really important that we play to our strengths tomorrow, and we've not seen that enough recently. It's also going to be really important for us, obviously, that Anthony Martial's back and in form. We look so much better as a team when he's playing because he's so good at holding up the ball, bringing the other forwards into play. Now, Rashford's good at it, but with his back to goal, he's nowhere near as effective. And when he dropped off, if the defence squeezed up quickly, it was just restricting our space far too much. Martial's good at being on the last man, stretching the defence with his threat to run in behind, but also bringing his other attackers into play. And that's why he's such a complete forward and why he's so important for United. So, overall, I think United have got a good chance tomorrow, provided we're aware and learn from our mistakes. And unfortunately, it's not something we've done throughout the season, really. But, on this occasion, if Victor Lindelof and the rest of the back four are smart with dealing with that threat from long balls, if McTominay and Fred, or Matic and Fred, whoever it is that plays, are quick in dealing with those second balls and get the ball out of congested areas quickly, we've got a decent chance. And look, right now, it looks like Ole's on the ropes, so I really hope the players can put in a good performance tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, and I really hope you've enjoyed it. Do be sure to check in tomorrow after the game for our first proper post-match stream. It'll be a bit longer, full analysis of what went down in the game, and hopefully a win. Until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, do drop it down below. And yeah,